Right then, guys, good afternoon or good morning, whatever time you are on. Welcome into the US session. Going to be checking out Bitcoin and a few other bits today with you. Shall we dive in? So, a few things to look at today, few things of interest, obviously. I think there's some interesting stuff going on. Starting off on the old multiverse chart with the new top level layout. We are going to concentrate on Bitcoin, obviously, just for a little bit. Have a look at some levels of interest, and then we can dive into some altcoins as well. But at the minute, last week or so, and obviously at the weekend, altcoins still doing their own thing as Bitcoin had a little rise up, gathered some bid and momentum from the end of last week. We can just see BTC gathering a little bit of bid underneath right here, right now. But it's not a major amount, okay? It's not a massive amount. Sol just getting a little bit of bid. Rune has been bid. It's actually got some triple band spot bid below it right now. Don't mean it can just drop and gather a bit more momentum. Not as big as these bids back here. And ETH, a little bit of a messy chart, but is gathering some bid as well. So what we'll do first and foremost, let's just dive in. If you're unfamiliar with this console, go grab a link from below for a free trial. And we're going to have a look at some levels first of all. Okay, so just intermediary levels of where we've come from and where we are going. Okay, where we actually rejected from yesterday and where we can potentially go. And do we get another volley up here to confirm some supply and then get further rotations down? Okay, or was that it? Is that our rejection and we need to go and search out some bid again? Back, and I say back because we hit it last week, back in that 60k zone, all right? So I'm in favour of a rotation up if we can get it. I just need a little bit more confirmation if we're going to get a further rotation down, really, but that remains to be seen, and we'll see what happens in the coming few hours. Obviously, US session volume flow is a little bit better for us to judge what is going on. So quick look at trading view for the charts, just a few levels here. Monthly VWAP below us, daily open pretty much similar to where we were yesterday, to be honest, price action wise. So despite the big rejection back there, if you watch the video that I put out earlier, if not, go check that out, at that larger time frame, daily and 4-hour range cluster point of control. So that was where we rejected from yesterday. Okay, perps sold into that quite heavily, whether that was hedging of positions or taking profit or not. Perps came off the gas quite heavily yesterday in that US session, so we will go and have a look at that. But yeah, okay, so yeah, a few levels here. Weekly open back there, monthly open just up here. There's a few levels up here. It wouldn't surprise me to just auction this little area out and see who wants it more. You know, volley it back up, see if we get some supply up here. If not, come back down. Levels mentioned obviously earlier, 61.4 being the weekly 21 as well. Then obviously you want to see a bid there, don't you? You want to see a bid in the order flow. If we see a bid down there, then we can get a little bit more risk on. If not, we're just going to float back down and auction even lower, and maybe people will start to get those levels that they want in the 58, 59k region. But right here, right now, real lower time frame stuff, high lows all the way. Let's volley it back up and confirm some of this area and then see if we get a further rotation down. Yo, swap, what is up? What are you seeing, sir? Right, so let's just jump in then. Okay, so we can see right here, right now. Let's have a fresh pair of eyes on this, shall we? Then I've just got these levels marked right here, as we can see. Aggregated bid depth, not too bad. 450 mil, nothing, nothing amazing. Our swing long kind of data set calls for well over 700-800 into 1 billion aggregated depth. Okay, so middle of the road, bit rangy, but we are seeing some depth there. I'm not prepared, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not prepared to start just expecting drops here, but I don't like the fact that we are hanging around under the weekly and the monthly open. I'd like to see us come back up and confirm some zones if we can. If we just float down, then looking for a bid lower. Okay, I will sit on my hands, I will chill out and look for a bid lower. This was nice yesterday. Okay, if anyone did catch that, Certainly risked off some alt longs that we were playing yesterday as we got rejected, came down here, and then it was just continued supply in that zone. I'll show you that on the perps market as well yesterday. So came back up, hit that larger range POC just over 64k. And then perps really started to sell into this, and you can see all the little red circles here. These are just alerts. I think this is a mix of group spot and actually perps alerts sell into that as well. So that's including for myself on this alert USDT, Binance, and BitMEX there. So they were just selling into that zone quite aggressively, and of course they had that larger offer at 64.8 just covering price there as well. So not the best sign. You don't want to fight with these guys where these guys are getting involved. Okay, so what are we seeing now? Those offers have dissipated. We're on the perps market. Binance, one of the largest books in the whole entire market. We don't quite have the data for Bybit, just in case anyone was interested. They don't provide us the data, so we're looking at Binance. Some slight dynamic bid coming in now, a little bit on and off the gas, aren't they, these guys, whatever this entity is doing, around 61.8. So I'm not going to say that's going to hold without us going and testing it. But there is certainly a bid there between the 1 to 2.5%. Okay, further bid away, as you can see down there, 58k, the level that everybody is looking at. I'm always in favour of front running those levels or absolutely wiping through them and volleying back up. So we'll see what we get in the coming days. I am quite hopeful of finishing a bit of a green week and possibly a green month. Forgetting seasonality and stuff, I'm just looking at the data. I'm not quite sure we've got the open interest highs to absolutely giganuke. So we did get a nice open interest rise up here. I'll show you that on the old Volume King template. So we got a nice open interest rise there. Okay, so if anyone did ping a little day trade or scalp short there, very, very valid. Slight bearish divergences on the volume there, lower time frame as well. But volume and open interest has come down. Is it a reset here? Is it a reset here? Need a little bit more data from this US session. Let those guys and girls put a bit more volume in, and they might give us a bit of direction. This could be a volume inset, reset, open interest coming down, so that's quite nice. Higher time frame open interest, I don't think is too bad. I do have to say. So, you know, I'm not particularly in favour of an absolute just giga nuke from here. Although it could do, you know. I've certainly seen that China stock market is looking a little bit bearish. Okay, it's looking a bit bearish. I don't know. I haven't actually seen the flows today. I'm not sure whether they have, whether those guys and girls have actually got the stimulus package they wanted or not. Not sure what is going on there. But right here for Bitcoin, I mean, let's call it as it is. We've got a bit of bid on perps, as we can see now. But with regards to spot bid, you know, just look at the OBD widget. There's nothing really here, right now to say, yeah, you know, you're all good. Let's get cracking it and volley this back up. So, you know, if we were to float up here now, I think it'd be, even though I'm a bit long bias at the minute, I think it'd be a bit of a weak move, to be honest. I do have to say, I think it'd be a little bit of a weak move. So let's see what we get. Let's see what we get in this US session. But yeah, there's certainly no one diving in on spot. Gemini have got a little bit there. I don't really care about them. I don't know what that wick was there. Certainly Bitstamp, not a lot. They sold into that again yesterday. So not the best from them. Coinbase have had a slight bid in this region, but nothing really now. Okay, and then again, they've got a classic tier level of 58k there. So that's Coinbase, all right? So yeah, it has to be said, if you're a bull, okay, and you're expecting further expansion up and breaking right up, I don't know if we're going to get that right here, right now. I'm not seeing evidence for it, to be honest. You know, so it remains to be seen. It remains to be seen, doesn't it? It'd be nice if we can just hold this. I mean, the best option today, if you're not in at this area and you're still holding some risk from further down, and you're of the frame of mind that we might just rotate down and go and attack that 59, 58, you know, below those those 60k bids from last week, then, you know, the best option, or the best way to foresee that is if we get another little rotation up in the next 12-24 hours. If that rotation up is really, really weak volume, You know, no open interest, no longs opening with the volume, and then supply hits again, it's going to look a little bit shit. And then I would be, it has to be said, I would be in favour of a bigger expansion down to go and sweep some further lows and gather more demand. Because, yeah, despite the fact I'm saying there's 430, you know, 400-ish aggregated bid, no one is stepping up to the plate right here, right now. You know, no one's stepping up to the plate right here, right now with conviction and saying, yes, let's send this up. All right. So just be wary. That's all I'm saying. Just be wary. If we get another little high today, just watch out for any little supply that might come in, because, yeah, it could be a little bit of a weak bounce for any further rotation down. Don't even need to really look at many of the other exchanges, because as you can see, there's just no real bid coming in. Bitfinex, you can see here, no real bid. They've actually got a tiny bit of supply, 5 to 10% away there. Gemini have got a bid. Let me just go and have a look at Kraken USD, nothing really there, not bothered. And you can see there, Kraken actually were prepared to sell into those highs yesterday as well. So they were joining the perps market and selling into those highs. Yo, Rude, what's up? Kraken USDT, so Kraken USDT, yeah, nothing from them either, and they've still had these bids. They keep popping these bids in now and again, looking for cheeky wicks, aren't they? But yeah, nothing to say from them. And Qcoin again, they were doing some selling over the weekend, so I wasn't paying too much attention to it. It's not something I would look at this from Qcoin and say, yep, okay, I want to short it, especially on a weekend. But they certainly got filled. Okay, so whoever was selling a bit of spot here on Qcoin, they certainly got filled. All right. Yo, Nick, for bullish would be good to have a drop in New York City. No doubt a move up that would be scary for. Yeah. So if we get just an instant drop now, you certainly need to see. Yeah, I mean, we need to see a little bit more evidence, don't we? Really. We've already had a drop in the Euro session down to just below 62 there. So let's see. Not much to say right now. New York guys, US guys will just be waking up, won't they? But yeah, as I say, no real dynamic bid stepping up to the plate. Perps market doing a bit of selling on this as well. So yeah. What did I say about volume? We looked at volume, haven't we? Liquidity is a bit diddle in the middle. We don't need to concentrate on that too much. But yeah, let's see what we get. Sol and ETH are probably going to follow. Sol, this is perps Sol. I'm not going to concentrate on that too much because it's been a little bit weak. But, you know, as you can see here, so Sol longs from last week, I think, were pretty good. And then it hit some supply up here. Okay, so didn't quite reach these order blocks. Okay, so you had one order block on Sol at 152 and another order block at 155. Didn't quite reach those there. Okay, and Sol getting a rotation down now. No real spot bid. They've got a tiny bit of spot bid there at 142. Okay, so just be aware of that. But nothing on Sol either. Perps market, not going to concentrate on that too much unless you get a really, really big defensive fat order block on the perps market from Sol looking to rotate this back up, and you haven't got that yet. Okay, and then I expect ETH is looking pretty similar. So yeah, really just on the spot market again for ETH. You've got no spot bid on ETH at all, and this entity that was waiting down at the 2250 has actually pulled their orders now. They've either pulled or they've split it and put a little bit up here. As you can see, the levels moving around at 2300, but that 2300 level has been there for a while with people dropping a little bit of bid on and off that. Okay, so yeah, something to be aware of. Perps market on ETH as well, not a lot to see. Again, we didn't quite reach those highs. I thought that would have been really, really nice if we got a giga send yesterday. Obviously, if you just remember 2 seconds ago to the Sol chart, okay, Sol chart had them offers higher, ETH perps had the offers higher. It'd have been really nice to get a giga send right up there and get those filled. But yeah, ETH market prepared a little bit lower, but not here right now. Okay, so yeah, BTC not moving too much right here right now, is it? A little bit diddle in the middle. Again, kind of situation where you're just coming off the Euro session and Asian session here, so really flat price action. Nothing to see right here right now. It really is the usual thing in these kind of beginning of these sessions. Send it up a bit higher here, okay, send it up a little bit higher here, and then see what supply we get. If you're just going to drop, if you've got a little bit of a day trade scalpy short from there, then you're still pretty good here. If you've taken profit and you're not in any position, just chill a little bit here. Do you take this wick from the European session, or do you rise it up? Yeah. Rude says, are we bearish or bullish? What time frame, sir? I'm never really bull or bear. Well, I'm bull longer time frame. I hope that everyone is. If you're in the and part of the crypto, sure. Bull higher time frame. Right here, right now. I'd like a rotation up. Just to summarize this a little bit as we finish off on Bitcoin before we go and have a look at a few altcoins. Yeah, not. It's not looking the best, and I don't, again, like I mentioned on the video earlier, I don't like sitting under the weekly and monthly open right here, right now, and no one pushing it up. 1 and 4 hours, just as I've just said, you know, send it up. VIX is the VIX. So swap saying the VIX is down a little bit. Yeah, I think the VIX popped up yesterday, didn't it? Obviously, Middle East tensions over the weekend. No doubt the VIX is going to pop off on a Monday on the back of that, and then maybe it's just settling down a little bit, you know. So just a tiny bit of bid coming in right here, right now on BTC. So we'll see if that sends it up. I am in favour of another high, okay? So seasonality or not, I still think we finish the month green. It's the 8th today. I still think we have a good green month, okay? And that's not, you know, bollocks to seasonality. It's just the data and where we've come from and where we're going. You know, have a look at monthly candles. Have a look at weekly candles. It looks all right, okay? So if we were to have a giga rotation back down to 58, massive opportunity, right? Just massive opportunity. So right here, right now, just chill out on the altcoins a little bit, you know? Just chill out on the altcoins, yeah? So I think that's BTC, ETH, and SOL. The main ones. One coin I've been playing a little bit because it's coming back into its own and it moves so well for day trades and the like is Rune. Rune is moving very, very well. Watching it here, got a little bit of a bid on Rune at the minute. Getting invalidated right here, right now. So I'd like a little bit of a bounce. Thank you very much, Rune. But yeah, it tends to be moving well, and you can just see it's in this triple band. Okay, so 1 all the way to 10% spot bid ratio at the minute. So nice to see that on Rune because it does tend to move well. Okay, so appreciate this is back from the weekend, but Rune is moving really, really well from its alerts. Okay, so that is an alt diamond alert on Rune. It's moving really, really well from them. You can see here, even if you get the bounce and then obviously this one got invalidated, you got that one there. Okay, so mention to this in the guys in the private Discord. It's moving really, really well, so keep an eye on Rune. Good coin to trade, really good coin to trade if you can catch it and it moves well. I mean, ideally right here, right now, I'm just on a 15-minute there, a 5-minute chart on Rune. Ideally, you want to see big order blocks getting filled here, which we haven't got. What's perps look like? Yeah, nothing to say there. So you've got some really nice bid coming in on Rune right here, right now, but no massive orders stepping in. Okay, no big orders stepping in to say, yep, okay, we want a big fill. And you did have that the other weekend. So let me just show you this. This is one of the new top level templates. If you want to go and search, go to options on the console, share with others, okay, browse, and then just, if you screenshot this, oh, let me just go to my templates, and then most of these I've got shared, okay, so just search Nick top levels or Nick ultimate top levels, okay, so there we go. And yeah, it was Rune that was looking really, really good towards the end of last week. Massive big, I think it was 500 million orders. That's you know, and it held price. This was coming into Friday. I actually came out of this one and had to re-enter it as it went up, but really, really nice. And then it hit some supply up there, so killed that one off. And then looking for a higher low here, just classic TA, but don't really like it. I like these kind of high lows, and then it kind of like rounds off, you know, this kind of like Dalai Lama shape. I don't particularly like it then when it comes back to here. Just for a straight bounce. I'm not sure whether it will, to be honest, but we'll see. We might get invalidated on that one today as well. So if then you just go to the BTC top levels, that's the one on. So we can just see when I had the multi-chart open yesterday, those perps and spot orders that were just trying to cover price there yesterday. Okay, so that was a warning sign, certainly, that you had these large offers above BTC, willing to sell some coins and hedge positions up there yesterday. Not the best. I would have preferred a little bit further follow through, but it wasn't to be. So yeah, give me a shout. Any other altcoins we need to look at? Has to be said, I'm not concentrating on too many alts right here today. I thought PopCat was going to look okay and get a bit of a decent bounce earlier. It didn't. It really started to fill the liquidity to the downside. We've obviously just got perps market here. It really just stretched the liquidity here until it came right down to this 1.17. That was probably a bit of a classic TA level as well, I believe. I posted that in the private Discord. Just coming up now. So yeah, this could get a bounce. Okay, so this could get a bounce now. I'm sure PopCat is going to do very well in the future, but obviously you have to be careful if you just trade in perps and you're not trading spot decks or anything like that, because if you just look at the way it moves, nice short as well, it has to be said from the top. Probably had some bearish divergences as you hit the supply and PopCat there. So yeah, one coin I've been looking at is TIA. Okay, I'm watching the spot bid on TIA. Unfortunately, this guy, whatever this entity is, they've just pulled their bid. So you never know, they might have just market bid in right here, right now, got fed up and thought, I'm not going to get a fill, or they maybe think they're going to get a fill a bit lower, but it's had some good depth to it. The perps market, not too bad. That was a nice push on TIA, bit of a 90 ratio. I believe that'll be about a 90 ratio just for a scalp up. But yeah, keep an eye on TIA, because I think it's probably going to do well. It's got quite a nice chart to it as well. Other coins in that kind of realm, I think FTM might be coming down to a little bit of spot bid as well, but it's already quite high. But again, FTM is another one. If you get it in confluence with what the rest of the market is doing, okay, so this is an alt diamond alert again. This green dot is an alt diamond alert from the alerts. They're all shared in the socials. Again, nice bounce, supply. This was yesterday at the same time BTC was hitting supply. We saw the overhead supply on SOL and ETH as well. Okay, so whether you're holding these for swings or not, just be cautious. Maybe just take a little bit of juice off the table and then review, what is going on. But nice chart on that one. I think everyone's had their eyes on Sue. So let's go and have a look at that. That was really stretching its perps bid as well to the downside. Yeah, so I've got Sue on my alerts as well. I can see a green dot there, but it's really stretching the perps bid to the downside there. It's still on. It's still massively on higher lows, to be honest. Just battling away a little bit here, isn't it? But certainly when they start to trend like this on lower 15-minute time frames, they do look really good. So double band perp ratios, prefer to see a little bit of spot bid like this, to be honest. So in the European session lows, that would have been quite nice. Nothing here now though, nothing here now. It's probably, Soup's probably done its thing for a while, probably needs to consolidate for a little bit, I would think. No real edge right here, right now, is there, to be honest, okay? So let me just go to full screen so I can have a look at my alerts and see what is actually going off. Yeah, so altcoins, this is the one I'm using on altcoins at the minute. Alt diamond and top level. Don't use it as a particularly signal to trade, okay? When I see this pop off like it does on various assets, Room Jup and the like, it just makes you look at the chart, yeah? Look at the chart, have a look at what is going on. Look at how good the demand zone is. Look at how good the supply zone is. Do you have bullish volume divergences? Has open interest been nuked? If you're at the highs, is open interest high? Do you have bear divs and the like? Okay, really nice confluence. It just tells you to have a look at the chart and see what's going on. All right, so yeah, give me a shout. I'm gonna have a look at what a bit of DeFi is doing. Are they a little bit of spot bid getting a bounce now? What time is it? 2:30 my time, just coming up to. Bit of spot bid on Aave, not too bad, but I'm interested in the fact that these perps levels are dropping on Aave. Don't really like to see that. Yeah, not the best, to be honest. I'll go through a few other assets. As always, let's have a look at the memes because they do have really good charts. Turbo, yeah, Turbo's a meme, isn't it? Turbo's a meme coin. I don't know if anyone was aware of that. If you're new. But Turbo is a meme coin on DEX. It has broken out daily and 4-hour market structure. Wow, yeah, look at that. Yeah. So you've got a really good invalidation there. And the good thing about this is, and this is a typical example, which I'll probably just draw out for you. Unlike what Popcat did and Sue and stuff. So this is coming from weekend lows, isn't it? It's really, really punching up. Yeah. And it's got higher lows all the way. Let's just keep it really, really simple, because this chart's a little bit messy until you get to like these order blocks and this order block here. This entity is probably this entity here, and they got fed up and just chased it up, you know. So what you've got here is you've got your higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, bid chasing, bid chasing. What you don't want, and what we saw in Popcat really, is that kind of where you hit that supply zone, you hit the supply zone, you start to come down like this, and then people immediately get bullish here and start to put big fat bids in there. And what that tends to do is, as we saw on Popcat, is it just really stretches that out and just uses it as liquidity. This is better to see it when you're still on a high low and you've got no supply above, yeah? So, you know, I don't know if anyone's selling on DEX or anything, but yeah, no supply above, higher low, massive bid. Yeah, good point, DW. Really, really good, that one from Turbo. And moves well, you know, moves really well. Even if you're just scalping this, you know, if you're just scalping that on perps, right? Whether you trade these on DEX or not, let's not get too much into that. But you're 7% up on your perps portfolio today, within a couple of hours. Yeah, really, really good, really, really good data. And you can see there what you want to do as well is, as the market develops, maybe we start to get spot in these kind of areas, you know. But what you want to get familiar with is, as well as seeing this kind of thing, because maybe you see a big order and a little bit of bid on it, but maybe the actual depth isn't that big. So obviously right here, right now, we've only got Binance and Qcoin, yeah. But what you can say is it hit a good depth, unfamiliar to the weekend, and the last 24 hours, yeah. So you actually hit a good depth for, just call it 1.4 mil. Yeah, 1.4 mil. Good depth, more than you've seen last 24 hours. You've got a top level there. Fire and forget. Absolute fire and forget trade. So yeah, that is a good one. What's BTC doing? Bouncing up. Nice one, BTC. Let's rock and roll. Yeah, just want some confirmation, really. It wasn't the best rejection yesterday, was it? It has to be said. It has to be said that this wasn't very nice. You know, ooh, tier coming down. Okay, we'll have a look at that. I think we just looked at that, didn't we, in spot bid? Yeah, this is not a nice rejection you want to see, you know. I was in favour of smashing that supply and just going for it. Yeah, let's go for it. But you get what you're given, yeah. And I said to the guys yesterday, I said, look, if we get further rotations down, I'm just going to risk off on a few alts, and then we'll see what we get, you know. Okay, but not, you know, not the best. But what can be said is you are on a 1 hour higher low, yeah. So let's float it back up. A few classic tier levels: 63,180. Okay, weekly VWAP, monthly open 63.3. Okay, so maybe up there, somewhere up there. Do we hit some more supply? That's certainly something I would be looking at. We'll summarise that at the end of the stream as well with our thoughts. Flip back to BTC. What are you doing? Yeah, not a lot. So you're still stuck under this weekly open. I want us to get over that, really. Yeah. Other alts we can look at. We'll go for all the good ones. All the absolute beast alts. And I'm talking, of course, Pepe. Yeah, Pepe needs a bid. It's doing the sort of thing, because they had such a good week last week. So you imagine Turbo. Turbo's in maybe this kind of area, and it's making that other run up. Yeah, so maybe kind of this zone, maybe Turbo's here, or maybe Turbo's there, and it's going up. Yeah, but what we can see is Pepe and Popcat and a few of the other memes had such a good week last week. You can see your supply zone here, aggregated supply, and we do obviously have spot and other markets on this one as well for Pepe. It's doing a similar thing to Popcat, isn't it? It's kind of rotating down, trying to put in lower highs, which isn't the best. You know, let's just call it what it is. So we really need to see something a little bit more from these coins, I think, when they start to take these rotations down. So biggest order block on Pepe, I'm just going to call it 0.09. I know it's in the thousands, but 0.09. I'm not even sure what the supply on Pepe is, but I'm sure it's in the trillions. Absolutely mental. So perps market, yeah, these guys that bid perps, they, you know, it can just be liquidity, especially after you've had such a move over a weekend. You come back on a Monday, you know, just have a think about what the wider market is doing, and don't be the first person to step in. You know, don't be the first person to step in, especially in a Euro session. Wait for the US session. Is this a tiny double bottom on Popcat and Pepe and the others, and then we just get further rotations up and maybe higher time frame? It is a higher low. Then that's great. But yeah, let's just see what we get. Yeah, right. Droppers in the chat before I talk too much shit. Any other alts that I need to look at or I've missed? Render had a little nibble at that one yesterday. Around here, didn't get much out of it. It has to be said, and I was aware that the bigger order block is down here at that $5 region. A little bit of a round number, so I don't really like to bid around. Round numbers, but something to be aware of. The classic TA chart for render on higher time frames is pretty good as well, so that's an interesting one to watch. Obviously I went over Prime earlier, swept some lows on Prime. That's a bit of a classic TA trade. Not really, we don't have much order flow on that one whatsoever. It's not really hit too many exchanges. Link is an absolute sack of shit and it's not doing anything. You really need Link to hit these bigger bands that it did last week here. Link needs those bigger bands to move. It's just, and you can see from the order flow here, especially now seeing these, it's so market makery. It's like no one's trading it whatsoever. To be honest, on Link, absolute sack of shit chart. If you're just day trading or perps trading, there are miles better charts out there to trade. All right, guys. Aave, we looked at Aave, didn't we? Ada, let's have a look at Charlie Boy's coin. Nice one there. Nice one there from Ada. Okay, if anyone's still interested in it, don't know why you would be. But triple band spot bid and the order block's defending price. You didn't get much through it. Okay, you didn't get much through it. But yeah, still a nice bounce. There's a few legacy market old school altcoins that are starting to get into demand zones now. Obviously, if BTC wants to take a dump, they're just going to stretch those demand zones out. Let me have a look at Mew. Did we look at Mew? There you go. Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, it's not always, you can see here it was really, really big there. It's not always the best. It's coming off massive highs like that. You've got to pick them. You've got to pick them and just let yourself get invalidated, haven't you? If you're gonna play with those. General meme. Yeah, I'm not sure. Someone tell me, is this one just an index? I'm sure it's just an index basket meme on Binance. I'm sure it is. For the lizard Illuminati aliens out there that love XRP, it is still at the same price it's been for the last 3 weeks. So let's move on. Whiff, did we look at Whiff? Whiff, yeah, not bad. I don't even know what this line is I've got here, but it must be of some relevance because it's bouncing off it. I say that, I've probably just fucking drawn it. Yeah, Whiff moves well. Whiff moves well. I'm sure it's going to do well. What's the perps market look like? Perps market is uber bid, but again, you're really stretching the liquidity on it here. Yeah, I prefer to see a spot bid on Whiff and stuff like this that we're seeing now. Sol, we've looked at it. We can go over it again really, really quickly. The higher time frame chart on Sol still looks really, really good. There's not much spot interest. It looked better last week. And going into the weekend, so I played some Sol longs last week and going into the weekend. Rune and Sol I'm concentrating on because they move really, really well, okay? This was your best risk reward on Sol back from the 3rd last week. Moved really, really well, hit some supply up there, coming down now, and it's very much like Bitcoin. You've got these larger orders hanging around now, and then you've got these offers floating above as well at 151. You can just see some entities dropped an offer there at 151, so any rotation up there. Have a look at what Bitcoin and the wider market is doing as well. No major edge right here right now. You probably, if you trade in this right here right now as Bitcoin does float up, which is nice to see, you want your stops under that level there. After trading long on Sol and Rune last week and into yesterday, closed those out now. I'm not too fussed for trading them again right here, right now. To be honest, I'll just let them do their thing and see what we get. If the bid was massively aggressive in here, then fine, I'd be all in, not financial advice. But again, perps market on Sol, as I said, you've got these kind of levels. They look a bit market makery, but you've got these kind of levels just dropping down on Sol as well. And then you've got that bigger one there at 133. Is there any confluence with the spot market? No, spot market's a little bit lower there. So I don't really like to see that. To be honest, you don't want the bids to be moving down and offers closing in. Yeah. You want the opposite if you're looking for longs. Okay. So yeah, I think some people obviously will have done well from the day trade short scalp shorts yesterday. Personally didn't take those shorts yesterday. I just risked off a little bit in the alts that I had on, and then got a nice sleep on that night, because sometimes that's the way it is, you know. Do I want to put a short in now? And not really. And the reason for me was I knew these levels were slightly higher on Sol, and like we saw on ETH, the levels were just slightly higher. The best short yesterday was Bitcoin. To be honest, best short was on Bitcoin, because as soon as these guys step in like that, that's your invalidation, yeah? And then they actually dropped a level there. They dropped the hammer there. So really nice scalp, you know? Just a nice scalpy short, probably a few percent. Looked really, really good, yeah? So that's Sol. I can have a look at the classic tier chart if you want, but it is still looking good. You know, Sol is still looking good. Sol is probably still one of the best tier charts out there. Just have a look at the daily and the 4 hour. Those are my favoured time frames, you know. I still look at a weekly and monthly to draw out opens and closes, yeah. But yeah, we'll see what we get. Anything else? Redcoin AVAX has been doing nothing at all. It's actually just following everything else, and it's had, that was quite nice. Nothing I would trade, but double band bid, and it gets the bounce. It's following everything else though. Not sure if it'll come into its own in the coming months. Let me watch Brett, because I think Brett is looking good, higher time for him as well, but there's no edge in these books, to be honest. It's just full of, you get this on some coins. If you get assets like this, you almost need to not ignore them, but they're just messy, you know. There's no real edge there, to be honest, is there? Yep, no worries. Yeah, go check out a daily and a 4 hour chart. Draw yourself, just draw some horizontals. Sol is still looking brilliant. Right, what are we looking at, pimps and pimp S's? CRV's a bit shit. I think Aave is the stronger coin. Doge has got absolute lack of interest. I think everyone's jumped onto PopCat and the cat coins and everything else. Something to say is that Doge is coming into a little bit of spot bid now, so just be aware that the ERG meme is getting some spot bid. Double band bid there, 2.5 to 5%, getting some bid. 39 ratios again. Look at this. This is what I saw on Link as well. So really messy, really messy chart. It's like an exchange. It's like an exchange automated algorithm or something from Binance Perps. No, yeah, really shit. And I suspect, but I don't know, because I've not looked at the volumes that other meme coins are doing on Binance. Have they taken over Doge and etc.? But I'm sure they are taking away some market cap from these kind of assets, you know. I'm sure they will be. Let me just have a look through. Floki, good short yesterday again. Look at that. So this was your first invalidation. Okay, I'll just call it 1.414, although it's in the thousands again. Be 1,000 Floki were on the exchanges. But yeah, look at that. You know, it's really such easy invalidation. Long, short. Okay, long, short. A long, risk off. Yeah. Or if you just favouring longs, long, risk off, like I did yesterday. I didn't trade Floki, but other coins. Long, risk off, get a good night's sleep, wake up this morning, see what's going on. If you're an absolute perma bear and you hate money and you hate life because you have no girlfriend and blah blah blah, and you're a vegan and you don't drink or smoke, then and you short only, then these are the setups you want to look for. All right, these are the type of setups you want to look for. If you're a short only person, you know, you only short the market for whatever reason that may be. Absolute mega invalidation there. So if you hate Floki, you have keep an eye out for shit like that. Really good. Really good. Other coin, yeah, not too much. Let's have a flick through them. Drop us any questions then, guys, and let's have a quick flick through and have a look at what is going on. Yeah, all the vegans in the chat with no girlfriends who don't drink and don't smoke. I don't smoke, to be honest. Let's have a look then. LTC is a dead coin. I always look at LTC because if you know me, I'm not an OG, but yeah, Litecoin used to offer up some insight now and again, and it doesn't really anymore. Mask has been quite a nice one to trade. I don't know if it's even relevant in the market, but it has had some nice order flow on it. Near Protocol is moving quite well again, so this is nice to see. There's a few of they're not so old school, are they? Near and stuff, but Near and Rune are starting to move really, really nice again. To the upsides as well, okay, so really, really nice. Keep an eye on them. Let's have a look. Yeah, drop us any questions, even if it's just about the platform or anything else. Pendle gets a lot of love on CT, doesn't it, Pendle? But not a lot to see from that one. Reef, the absolute beast that is Reef, it finally looks like it might be doing a little bit of consolidation because it's been here since the 4th, so it's been here a good 3 or 4 days now. It's kind of, maybe it's getting a little bit exhausted after uponly.com for so long. Interesting. Not one I particularly like to trade just on perps, because obviously perps get mega bullish when things are running hot and trending upwards, and again they can get used as liquidity. So if there's no large entity, bidding this, then yeah, not too fussed, to be honest. I would just leave it alone and look for something else, especially when it's had the run that it has had, because when these things move, they can swing 5% either way in a 15-minute candle, so real kind of danger zone stuff, yeah. Noticed that RSI was moving well yesterday, so someone... Yeah, really spot bid as well from Reserve Rights. I think it's still quite a relevant project with a team behind it, but yeah, it's certainly been getting some spot bid, and perps have been really, really solid in chasing this up as well. Are funding rates for altcoins worth watching at all? Tier funding has been negative for almost 90 days. Really? Has it? And what's the chart look like on Tier? Yeah, of course, it certainly is. It should be a part of the puzzle. Yeah, I mean, I like Tier. It's one we just pointed out earlier. I just don't like the fact that these orders have dropped here. But yeah, don't mind Tier at all. But if it's been negative for 90 days, then that should maybe tell you something. What's it look like on a 4-hour? So it's not been moving much, has it? This is a nice shape, though. Almost inverse head and shouldery, which I do like on Tier. And this is what I mean. This is why I'm watching Tier. I'm watching Render, because they haven't broke anything yet. They haven't broke out. They're still consolidating in the lows. If you were a believer that we're going to get a bit of a run, then these are the sort of assets you want to look at. Look at that. It's a nice rounded bottom. Yeah, it looks nice. It looks nice. But yeah, negative funding for 90 days, that should maybe answer your question, as in, no, there's no edge in it. Maybe there's no edge in it, I wasn't tracking the funding on Reef, but maybe go and have a look at what that was doing, because Reef has been uponly.com. Any point did it hit really, really positive funding or the like? Did it? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, it's part of the puzzle, isn't it? It's part of the puzzle. It's not something... I mean, even with BTC at the minute, I think the funding's been absolutely all over the place. So until you hit some really, really extravagant highs or lows with that open interest, when if you gig a nuke, your open interest nuked, you're in a demand zone and the funding's negative, brilliant. That's part of the recipe, and the same to the other side. High open interest, you're at some highs, you're in a supply zone and the funding's positive, brilliant. Let's have a look at executing some shorts, or to the opposite, let's have a look at executing some longs. STX, again, I mentioned this before, no real big order blocks defending price, but keep an eye on it, because if BTC does want to put in a run in the coming weeks or months, STX normally runs alongside it and puts in a very, very, very good performance. Right, so BTC just starting to take that weekly open now. Let's have a look and summarize what we're seeing right here, right now then, yeah? So, summary, BTC. I'd like to take this weekly open back. We're just floating around it now and starting to take it 68,800, okay, US dollars. Yeah, I'd like us to float up. I don't think we're going to giga rocket up. I want to come up here to that 6.3 region that we looked at the beginning. Scroll back. I'll timestamp this after the stream. And I want to see if we meet any more supply. Up here for another rotation down. Didn't take a short here, just risked off yesterday. A little bit of long exposure I had from the weekend, okay, into yesterday. If we meet some supply here, I'd look at maybe taking a short, okay? Because this was quite violent action as we've seen on perps, yeah? Quite violent action from perps. You know, they're now pushing this a little bit. Nothing amazing, but they're now pushing this a little bit. If we get a rotation up and hit some more supply, that's evidence for me to say that we've got unfinished business below. Yeah, we've got unfinished business below. So 400 odd mil aggregated depth, but we all know that we can go down and stretch this out a bit higher. Okay, so the last local daily kind of big lows was like about 800 million, I think 700, 800 million aggregated depth. Yeah, so despite the fact I'm looking for a bit of a green week on BTC, yep, no qualms about changing my bias and opinion in the coming days whatsoever if we start to hit some supply here. And then really it's quite easy from there, because if we do, you can see your order blocks. You know where you are. You've got an order block at 60k, okay? My only issue with that, it's been hit a few times. If you remember last week, it's been hit a few times already, okay? So we need to see a bid on it because there's nothing right now. And this is what I talked about at the beginning of the stream. We're pushing it up, but it's kind of from nothing, yeah? So I'm sure there's a little bit of market bid pushing this up, okay, that we're not seeing in our order book, okay, our resting limit and resting offers and asks and bids. But I'm sure there's a bit of market bid pushing it up, but it's going to be weak if we then hit a bit of supply, okay? So then I would look for a rotation down. If we rotate down and hit this level again, I need to see a bit of demand on it, yeah? I need to see a bit of demand. And it's the same with perps when you see these top levels here. It's fine to see those top levels. It's nice to see it that we're getting, you know, someone's dynamically coming in and potentially wanting a push up. But you've got to see bid on them, yeah? You've got to see bid on them, okay? So that's Binance, and even Coinbase Pro's resting there. Their largest order block, 58k. And BTC, you've got another one there at 58k as well. Okay, so previous monthly open, okay, so September monthly open down there. But let's see what we get. I'm happy to rise up here, okay, because got a little bit of a long on Prime, got a little bit of a long on Rune as well. Just talking, of course, about like day trading type perpetuals trade. So let's see what we get in the coming hours. If we come up here and we don't hit any supply, what we're looking for then for continuation is very, very easy. And you'll have heard me talk about this before. I need to then see some spot and perpetuals bid step in and just dynamically chase this up, okay? You know, maybe a bit of growing depth. I want to see the volume come in nice and gradually and slowly with the open interest as well. And then I'd be happy to continue a bit of risk on. But, you know, and as you can see now, volume looks to have reset 'cause it's still not tanking. So the selling down in this area in the European session looks to have been done. The US guys aren't doing too much selling now. So we've got lower time frame, open interest curling up, volume curling up nicely. So let's see what we get. Let's see what we get in the coming hours. All right. So yeah, what we'll do is probably keep it. I think DK is doing his lives in the afternoon again. So what we'll do is I'll try and get another stream in probably Thursday morning or Friday morning, maybe Friday morning, just to summarize the week. But it just depends what I've got on this week. All right, guys. But yeah, let's see what we get. Let's see if we can get a little bit of upside to present us with a little bit more data in the order flow. And then we can make some cheeky decisions on our trading decisions for the coming week. All right, guys. So grab a link from below if you're unfamiliar with this platform, as we see BTC just dropping right here, right now. Weak ass bulls. And if you have been struggling, go and check out the Academy. Lots of free stuff in there and access to the private Academy Discord as well for more trading setups. All right, guys. We'll speak soon. Cheers.